Attention passionate Kansas City CHIFS fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Kansas City Chiefs' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Kansas City Chiefs fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Kansas City CHIFS FANS. Let's get to the news. Alright, Chiefs fans, buckle up, because there's a lot to unpack here, and it all revolves around a very intriguing roster situation that could have long-term implications for the team's future. The NFL offseason is always a whirlwind, right? And the Kansas City Chiefs, known for their strategic roster moves and innovative management, are once again at the center of some interesting maneuvers. What's catching everyone's attention right now is how they're approaching the tight end position, especially with veterans like Robert Tonyan potentially playing a key role but facing some complex roster decisions. You see, for years, the Chiefs have been masters at playing the roster game. They have this remarkable ability to maximize their roster spots, often keeping players on the practice squad who might otherwise be claimed by other teams. It's a bit of a chess match, especially with the NFL's rules about vested veterans. These are players who have accumulated 4 or more credited seasons, and their contracts come with certain guarantees if they're on the 53-man roster at the start of the season. This rule creates an interesting dynamic, because teams like Kansas City have developed a reputation for being cautious about locking in those guarantees, unless they're absolutely sure the player is going to be part of their active game day plans. Now, let's talk about Robert Tonyan. This guy is a veteran tight end, with a pretty strong resume, especially during his time with the Green Bay Packers before joining the Chiefs this offseason. Reports from Chiefs OTAs and minicamp have been pretty glowing about him. Jared Sapp, an analyst from Arrowhead Pride, pointed out that Tonyan, who signed onto the practice squad last December, really stood out during the offseason activities. That's a big deal because, of course, OTAs and minicamps are where players can really showcase their skills and make a case for a spot on the main roster. Tonyan's experience, his size, and his skill set make him an intriguing fit, especially considering the current situation with Travis Kelce, the franchise legend, who's now 35 years old. Kelce has been the cornerstone of this offense for over a decade, but naturally, age is beginning to be a factor. The team is aware that Kelce might see a reduced role at some point, and Jared Wiley, their promising rookie draft pick from 2024, is currently recovering from a torn ACL. So the Chiefs are in a bit of a delicate position, trying to balance the present with the future. Here's where it gets interesting. Despite Tonyan's impressive showing during the offseason, there are some hurdles. The NFL's roster rules can be tricky, especially when it comes to veteran players. The league's rules state that if a player with 4 or more credited seasons is placed on the 53-man roster, their entire base salary for that season becomes guaranteed. That's a significant financial commitment. For Kansas City, which has been very cautious with salary guarantees, exemplified by their history of not fully guaranteeing even marginal salaries, like Tonyan's $13 million for 2025, this becomes a strategic consideration. They have a reputation for being very deliberate with their roster decisions, often opting to keep veteran players on the practice squad rather than risking guaranteed money on the active roster unless they're absolutely certain. Think about it this way. The Chiefs have a history of using this loophole to their advantage. They're experts in the roster maneuver known as the vested veteran move. Basically, they can cut a veteran player like Tonyan before the season starts, knowing that they can re-sign him to the practice squad immediately afterward. An added benefit is that, because of the rules around waivers, younger players, especially undrafted rookies like Jake Brenningstool, must pass through waivers to be claimed by other teams. This creates a strategic advantage for Kansas City. They can keep promising young talent on the roster, but if they think that player might be claimed, they can elevate a veteran like Tonyan to the active roster for a few weeks, then move him back down to the practice squad when needed, without risking losing him to another franchise. This approach has been part of the Chiefs' playbook for years. Head coach Andy Reid and general manager Brett Veach are well versed in these roster tactics, and the NFL's roster rules give them the flexibility to maneuver around financial constraints and roster needs. It's a calculated way to keep their options open, especially when it comes to position groups that are crucial to their success. Now, why is this particularly relevant right now? Well, because Tanyan, despite his strong off-season performance, could very well be a cut candidate due to his salary and veteran status. But if the team chooses to do so, they're likely to keep him on the practice squad and elevate him as needed during the season. This allows the Chiefs to keep their options open, especially with a promising undrafted rookie like Jake Brenningstool, who has shown flashes during OTAs. Brenningstool had a really impressive offseason, and with a bit more development, he might be too good to risk losing on waivers. But let's not forget, the roster is not just about tight ends. The Chiefs are always balancing their roster spots across all positions. The backfield, for example, is stacked with talented running backs like Isaiah Pacheco, who's emerged as one of the league's top young runners, and Jerick McKinnon, who provides that versatile, pass-catching threat out of the backfield. At wide receiver, they have a deep group led by Kadarius Toney, Skyy Moore, and the veteran Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Their offensive line has also undergone some changes, but remains solid, anchored by players like Orlando Brown Jr. and Joe Thuney. Defensively, the Chiefs are no less formidable. Their secondary, led by the ever-reliable Justin Reed and the emerging star Trent McDuffie, is among the league's best. The pass rush, meanwhile, is anchored by Chris Jones, one of the most dominant defensive linemen in the league. Jones's contract situation has been a topic of discussion, but he's expected to be ready for the season opener, and his presence is vital for the team's defensive identity. All of this sets the stage for a fascinating season. The Chiefs are no strangers to roster shuffling, and this year looks no different. Their ability to adapt, to navigate league rules and salary cap intricacies, continues to be a major factor behind their sustained success. The question now is how they will handle the tight end position, and whether Robert Tonyan will be an active part of the team's plans, or a player who moves on and then back onto the practice squad multiple times. Either way, it's a testament to how strategic and deliberate the Chiefs are in managing their roster, always with one eye on maintaining their championship window. Of course, all of this feeds into the larger picture of their championship aspirations. The AFC West is an intensely competitive division, with the Denver Broncos, Los Angeles Chargers, and Las Vegas Raiders all making key moves in the offseason. The Chargers, especially with their high-powered offense led by Justin Herbert, are a team to watch. The Broncos are also trying to rebound after a tumultuous 2022, investing in their roster to challenge the Chiefs' dominance. But Kansas City's secret weapon has always been their ability to adapt, to outthink opponents, and to maximize the talent they have. The upcoming season promises to be another roller coaster. The Chiefs are looking to defend their Super Bowl title, and every move they make now, like how they handle the tight end room, could be the difference between another championship run or a stumble in the postseason. The roster management, the strategic cuts, the practice squad elevations, these are all pieces of a puzzle that Andy Reid and Brett Veach are meticulously putting together. And let's not forget the impact of the players themselves. Travis Kelce is still playing at an elite level, but at 35, he's nearing the twilight of his career. The emergence of Noah Gray and the potential of younger talents like Brenningstool could be crucial when Kelce decides to step back. Meanwhile, the defense, with Jones, McDuffie, and a solid linebacker core, is primed to be among the league's best again. As a Chiefs fan, I know we're all looking forward to the season. There's this mix of excitement and anticipation, knowing that every game could be a new chapter in the team's storied history. The roster decisions, like the potential use of Robert Tonyan, are just small pieces of a much larger puzzle, but they reflect the team's relentless pursuit of excellence. It's about seizing every advantage, every strategic move, to keep the Chiefs on top and chasing that next Super Bowl victory. So, as we watch the preseason unfold and the roster cuts come through, pay close attention. These decisions might seem minor now, but they can have ripple effects throughout the season. The Chiefs are always a step ahead in this game, and their ability to be flexible, to exploit league rules, and to keep their roster fresh and competitive is what keeps them at the top of the NFL elite. Whether Robert Tonyan makes it onto the active roster or not, his story is just one example of how Kansas City continues to be innovative and strategic in their quest for greatness. And now, Kansas City Chiefs fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Kansas City Chiefs. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Kansas City Chiefs news.